All right, guys, we are back. My name is Simon, or Coach Thor. I'm here with my demo model, Rebecca. We are going to go through now the plyometrics workout, sort of kind of like your conditioning piece for your ski program. The reason we don't call it conditioning piece, because the best conditioning that you can do for skiing is get outside. Go walk up a hill, go for a jog, 45 plus minutes of steady state cardio. So what we're going to focus on here is a little bit more of the kind of bouncing, jumping, and what we call the plyometric stuff. So kind of that higher tempo activation of the muscles, getting that heart rate up a little bit. But again, the best conditioning you can do, get outside, go for a run, do something long and steady like that. So if you follow along our other workouts, same general warm-up, right? We want 2 to 5 minutes, get some blood flowing, get the heart rate up a bit, then go through your own dynamic stretches, leg swings, calf swipes, lunges, and stuff like that. And again, take anywhere from 4 to 20 minutes to go through that yourself. And then we're gonna hop right into our activation stage here. So we've done our general warm-up and our dynamic stretch. We're gonna do a little bit of specific activation for our plyometrics. So the big parts there, just good old-fashioned calf raises. So we're gonna be doing a lot of jumping and bouncing. So it's going, standing up nice and tall, coming up nice and tall on those feet, keeping it controlled, right? Rolling through that foot. Again, if you're working out at home, take those shoes off, okay? Barefoot, best thing you can do to strengthen them out. Excellent. So we're going to go again, just 10 to 12 reps, standard calf raise. Then we're going to go into what we call a tib raise. So you're going to find a wall or something that you can lean against, and then it's the opposite of a calf raise. Okay, so now it's going to go leaning back against the wall. And what we're going to do is we're going to pull those toes up as high as you can. So feet are out in front of you just enough that you can do it. Okay, don't have them too close or too far away. And again, what we're getting is the opposite of that calf, that front tib in there and ready for some plyometrics. Again, 10 to 12 reps of those guys as well. Awesome, and then our last, I'll stop putting you in my shadow here. And then our last one, what are we doing? Some lunges. Oh yes, just some hops. So just getting ready. Glad somebody knows my workout. Getting ready, again, just jumping. We're gonna be doing a lot of more intense plyometric stuff in there, so just getting everything ready. Even when you're jumping like this, right? Pay attention to your feet. Try to roll that full foot down, kiss the heels to the ground, right? Don't just be up on the toes. Get a nice big range of motion through that in there. Awesome. So again, you can do a couple sets of that if you need or want to. We're gonna hop into things for you. So we're looking at our plyometrics. Again, strengthen the foot, strengthen the Achilles, and getting that body ready for ski season. So we're gonna start with our single leg hops. So advanced version again, so he's hopping here. Hey, just up and down, trying to focus on that full control through the foot. We're gonna go for kind of anywhere from 10 to 20 reps. Feeling fancy, want to make it a little bit harder, we can do some kind of like lateral hops. So like pick a target on the ground and trying to jump back and forth, hitting the same spot over and over. But if this is challenging for you, you're just going single leg there, or even if that's too hard for you, starting with just continuing that 2-foot hop we did in the activation. After that, we're gonna give the feet a little break, or the plyos a little break. We're just gonna go into some short step back lunges. So it's gonna step back, nice and easy. We can go pretty quick through these. Again, we're keeping things moving. The reason we're doing the short, I need to turn sideways for me, Rebecca. There you go. So we're doing these short ones because we want to get that foot bending as well. So very kind of multitasking lunge, not our usual big step back. See the knees coming a little bit further forward, and we're bending that back foot as well. So we're just getting that Achilles working more, a little bit more into the quad. Again, really good, nice little break between your plyometrics and your jumping and your bouncing here. Awesome, and same thing, anywhere from 12 to 20 reps. We are looking for, this is not our strength work. If you know me and my strength stuff, I love rest. Okay, this is not our strength work, so we just want to move through things as fast as your body will allow you alive. There you go. Last one then. Now again, back to our soleus calf raises. So now she's gonna bend the knees and then raise up on the foot. So what I wanna see if I know if she's doing this properly, so this is not exactly what we want. I want her whole body to go up. So as you go up, lift, right? So what the difference is, we're not just rocking back and forth. I wanna see the whole, there we go, right? Now I know we're doing it right. The whole body is raising with it, but the knees are staying bent. So that's the tricky part, but again, the key thing, calf raise, calves, okay, soleus calf raise, getting way deeper into that Achilles. That is the single most powerful part of your body. Look it up, it's a whole thing, it's crazy. Okay, so we're really focusing in on that soleus, rolling up high on those toes. Again, anywhere from kind of 12 to 20 reps. If you're feeling real fancy, you can do that on a single leg, but it gets pretty intense pretty quick. So don't overdo that. A little bit of a shakeout, and we're gonna go right back through that again. And just like in our other workouts, you're feeling good about these, you can do these things up to 3 or 4 sets, but especially because these are such specific targeted ones in the plyos, start with 2, see how your body feels after about 48 hours, make sure your joints and stuff are okay with it and ready for it before you start ramping those sets up. So if you're new to this stuff, again, start easy. We're going 12 to 20 hops, you can do lateral, forward to back, or even a 2 foot if we need to, if either of these are too intense for you. Awesome, then right into our nice and short lunges. Again, just alternating steps, keeping it controlled. 7 back, again, that shorter position, letting that knee come a little bit further forward, so a little bit more pressure in there, and then rolling that back foot up, so we're working that foot mobility and strength through that as well. And again, 12 to 20 reps of your alternating short lunges. If you need to modify, should be okay, but again, you can put a hand on the bench or something there. If it's too easy, you wanna get a little bit more, you can add some weight. But like I said, make your way through this workout at least once with the basics, see how you feel before you start getting too fancy with anything. And we're gonna do one more set. Again, soleus calf raises, so knees are bent. Oh, we're getting fancy. Single leg version, and she's coming up nice and tall, good. And again, I can see the body raising up and down. So most common fault here is, again, people just roll back and forth, okay, on their knees, and that's not actually doing a raise. There you go, right? If we're not moving weights up and down, okay, if we're not moving it up and down, then we're just rocking back and forth. So again, we're going for 8 to 10 if single leg, or 12 to 20 if you're doing both legs at the same time. Okay. Awesome, and again, we're just doing 2 sets of each here. I recommend you start with just 2 sets of each like we're doing, but if you've done this before and you know it's been at least 48 hours, those DOMS, we call it delayed onset muscle soreness, you're feeling okay, then great, add another 3 or 4 sets of each. So that was your first cluster. There, now we're gonna get the heart rate up a little bit. So a quick little shakeout. Again, this is not strength work in our standard way. We wanna keep that blood pumping. So we're gonna start with some alternating wide to narrow squat jumps. We're gonna go anywhere from 12 to 20 of these guys. You see when she does the squat, again, heels stay nice and flat on the ground, feet nice and wide, coming up with the plyos there. If you're new to air squats, you're struggling, we can just do basic air squats if you needed to. Right, just going down and up like that. Good. But let's go back to the fancy ones. And always making sure when you squat, same rule of thumb, if you've seen any of our strength workouts, heels stay down. So I never want to see you squatting down on those toes. Awesome, she's going to that. And now we're gonna go into some more aggressive plyos. So we're going our skater hops. So she's going for a big lateral hop. See how far you can jump. Big jump, good. And then getting control. So what's important here is we're not just bouncing back and forth. She lands, controls it before jumping to the other side. Same thing, you wanna make these a little harder, you can add a bit of weight, jump further, jump higher, right? This is a very easy one to push it yourself based on what you can handle. And then same thing, we're going for, what do I do, 8 to 10 per side, right? 16, lots of those. And then right back into it, back to our jump squats. So again, we're trying to keep the heart rate a little bit higher here, higher reps, right? We're getting a little bit more tension on those joints. That's what we're looking for in our plyometrics here. Good, it's coming up nice and tall on those toes there too. Feet nice and flat on the ground through the squat. And again, anywhere from kind of 12 to 20 reps of these guys. And again, we're just doing 2 sets. You can do more. So going right into those hops. Another way you could do this, set a timer for 6 minutes and just go back and forth between those 2 movements, 20 reps of each. Again, this is once you've done this a few times, you're practicing. But again, we're getting that up and down right into that lateral after we've done a nice good warm up on the feet, the Achilles and everything there. Big skater hops. And again, too easy, add a weight. You can hold a dumbbell in your hands, a medicine ball, any sort of loaded object if you want. So that was our 2 sets. Again, you've done this a couple times already, add another set or 2, or hell, make that a 6 to 8 minute AMRAP of those 2 movements. That'd be great. We're moving on to part number 3. So now we're gonna try to get a little more explosive, okay? So we're looking to put a little bit more intensity, again, onto those joints in our jumping. So we're gonna start with a 2-foot jump to single foot landing. So let's start nice and low, yeah, simple. So starting easy, right? Just even literally, you can just be hopping and landing on 1 foot there, okay? But we're looking for any sort of a jump and then controlling in that landing. Good, so she's gonna start with a few nice and easy ones. 2-foot jump, good. Stable landing, again, if you've got shoes on, probably get them off unless they're barefoot shoes. We wanna feel that foot, right? Think every step on those skis, you wanna feel the base of your foot in that ski boot. So if she's feeling good about this, we just start jumping a little further, a little higher, but always getting control before we put that other foot down. Awesome, let's go for 3 or 4 more of those. Good, so 2-foot jump, 1-foot landing, and again, going laterally, going vertically, making that as intense as you need or want to, or can handle with that. Awesome, and then coming back, and then we're going right into jumping lunges here. So split squat down there, and then we're jumping, switch, so she's getting tall enough to switch the legs through, and awesome, and then same, we're going for, again, 6 to 12 per side, or 8 to 12 per side. So a little bit higher volume than in our strength work. Like I said in my other videos, if you're not resting, you're doing cardio. This is what we're doing right now. So she's gonna go right back into her jumps again. So 2-foot jump to single leg land. You've done this a few times, feeling good, you got strong feet and ankles, we can take that into just single leg broad jumps. You feeling confident with that? We're gonna make Rebecca do it. So 1 foot jump and 1 foot land. There you go. Making sure we get that control and then switching. Awesome. If you don't have a ton of room, this can just be done vertically as well. But again, really focusing on that stability and control before you put the foot down. So every time you land, maintain that control. Let's go back to 2 foot jumps, another one harder. There you go, and then landing. And again, finding that good landing position. Okay, so what you notice, right? Full foot on the ground. Like I said in a lot of the other videos, we never wanna be up on that toe unless we're intentionally doing that. For here, solid landing, full foot on the ground each step. Again, just make this more intense by jumping higher, jumping further, or going all single leg version. Awesome, and then one last set, again, of our jumping lunges. If these are too intense for you, just go to an alternating stepping lunge. That's totally fine, but again, we're trying to keep the reps a little bit higher, trying to keep the total volume here a little bit higher, so keeping that heart rate up a bit, different from our strength stuff. Awesome, and again, this is your plyometrics workout. This can be done anywhere from 1 to 3 times a week. Again, any of the new workouts, do them once. Give yourself 48 hours, see how you feel, see how the joints are feeling, your Achilles, your knees, your back even, you might feel a little bit. Again, we want soreness without pain. And if you're feeling good about that, then ramp up those sets just like our other workouts. Add these in between your other strength days. That's your plyometrics workout.